Hi, I'm Gabe. For this problem, we're asked to find the determinant of this matrix by cofactor expansion along the second row and along the second column. So let's begin by trying to find our determinant of this matrix. So we want to recall that the determinant of our matrix along the second row is going to be given by A21 times the cofactor C21 plus A22 times the cofactor C22 plus A23 times the cofactor C23. So just by looking at this right here, what we see is we see that A21 correlates to this 0 here. So this whole term is 0. So we don't need to worry about it. And we already know what A22 is. It's 12. And what A23 is, it's 4. So our goal here is to find C22 and C23. So let's begin by trying to find C22. So C22 is going to be -1 to the 2 plus 2 times the minor M22. So now, in order to find C22, we first have to find M22. So what we'll do is we'll take our original matrix and we'll delete the second row and the second column, and we'll take the determinant of that matrix. So what this leaves us with is M22 is equal to the determinant of the matrix 5. Remember, we're deleting the second column, -3. We're also deleting the second row, so we'll have 1 and 3. Now this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and we know how to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. It'll be the product of 5 and 3, which is 15, minus the product of -3 and 1, which is -3. So we'll be adding 3. So we have M22 is equal to 18. And finally, what we see is we have C22 is equal to -1 to the 4th, which is 1, times M22, which is 18. Now to find C23, this is equal to -1 to the 2 plus 3, or -1 to the 5th, times the minor M23. So in order to find C23, we have to find M23, and we'll go through a similar process that we did to find M22. So here, we're starting at our original matrix. We're deleting the second row and the third column, and then taking the determinant. So what we're left with is 5, 0 in the first row, and 1, 6 in the second row. Now taking this determinant, we have 5 times 6, which is 30, and we're subtracting 0 times 1, which is 0. So this is equal to 30. So what we have is we have C23 is equal to -1 to the 5th, which is -1, times M23, which is 30. So C23 is -30. Now we can tie all of this together and find our determinant of our matrix. Now just to make notation easier, I'm going to give our matrix that we started off with a name. I'll call it A. And now we can calculate the determinant. So the determinant of A along the second row is going to be equal to A22, which is 12, times C22, which we found to be 18, plus A23, which is 4, times C23, which is -30. And this is equal to 96. So by expanding along the second row, we found the determinant is 96. Now for part B of this problem, we're asked to expand down the second column. And again, the determinant should be 96. So let's go ahead and write out what the determinant is going to be equal to. Here, it will be A12 times the cofactor C12 plus A22 times the cofactor C22 plus A32 times the cofactor C32. So here we have that A12 is equal to 0, so we don't have to worry about this whole term. We have A22 times C22, but we've already found C22 over here. So let's write that down. We found C22 to be equal to 18. And all that's left for us is to find C32. So let's go ahead and find C32. So C32 we know is equal to -1 to the 3 plus 2 times M32, the minor M32. And in order to find M32, we'll go ahead and we'll go back to our original matrix. We'll delete the third row and the second column, and we'll take the determinant of the remaining matrix. So we'll have 5, 0 in the first column, and we'll have -3, 4 in the second column. Now taking the determinant of this matrix, we see that this is 5 times 4, which is 20, minus -3 times 0, which is 0. So we have M32 is equal to 20. And finally, we can find C32, which is going to be equal to -1 to the 5th, which is -1, times 20 is -20. So by using the expansion along column 2, we have the determinant of our matrix A by expanding along the second column is given by A22 times C22, which is 12 times 18. And we're adding A32, which is 6 times -20. And if we perform this computation, we see that the determinant is equal to 96. Thank you.